First of all, I thank all the students, faculty, and management for organizing this role of artificial intelligence during pandemic situation, which is organized by Department of MCA, Vageshwari College of Engineering. This this topic is valid for all domains, including engineers, engineering departments, medical, and management students. So let's start, and I'll go through with the all the agendas, and at the end of the session, that is after completion of 1.5 hours, we'll go for an open session for any questions, queries, anything. I'll reply to all your questions and queries. So we'll be using a combination of today on this session: artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, Python, which is all includes in the data science. Already I have been introduced. Maybe I'll just add to that a bit of. I'm also an author with 15 years of experience on IT and management, and mentoring top executives of 100 plus corporates today, including TCS, Hitachi, Broadcom, Deloitte, Cognizant, Fidelity, Vodafone, Accenture, JP Morgan, almost all top Fortune 500 companies. I'm now an advisor. Apart from that, I have already trained and mentored more than 50,000 professionals and students globally. 80% of my students are professionals, like vice presidents, CEOs, marketing head, HR heads, doctors, lawyers, and 20% are real students, like from the colleges and universities, which includes from India, US, UK, and worldwide. Most of them are coming via webinar, online, and that's it. So today's agenda, as we know, we'll first start with why we need artificial intelligence. We must be very clear before doing any project, any implementation, why. If you do not have the answer of why, then you will be landing up in a place where probably you would not have wanted to. So first we'll understand why we need artificial intelligence. Then what is artificial intelligence? A lot of people I see still do not understand artificial intelligence. Even most of my students are 15 to 20 years of experience in the corporate world. So from all domains. So I would make it clear, all based on the artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence in real world applications, we'll discuss on that, how AI is helping fight the pandemic situation, how it is already fighting all types of pandemic situation. We'll see to that. We'll also see how it is being deployed to solve the pandemic situation. And this deployment is applicable for all domains. Then we'll go to into the some technical aspect of what is regression technique, implementation of regression technique. Then what is classification technique? What is the difference between regression and classification? Artificial intelligence project lifecycle. We'll see the whenever you want to implement any project on artificial intelligence.
One moment, Bhaumik sir. One moment, sir. This is Vivek, Vageshwar MCA department.
Yes.
Sir, the audience are saying that your slide is not visible. It's not clear.
No, my slide, I was told it is visible.
Okay.
Wait, because I was told it is visible. That is why.
Visible.
Okay, somebody posted me that it is not.
No.
Okay.
If everybody.
Continue.
Okay, sir. Now it's perfect, sir. Now
okay, fine. So I hope my voice is loud and clear. And the second thing is, I hope my presentation is visible, and I hope that. And I'll be dependent on the for the first 1.5 hours from the coordinators to make sure that audio as well as video is going perfectly. And then so after 1.5 hours, all students can jump in and we'll be all into the same panel. So as I'm continuing, artificial intelligence project lifecycle will understand for any project on artificial intelligence must be followed. What are the steps? All I'll be discussing on that. Then we'll end up with an artificial intelligence project implementation. A real life project. I'll be showing you what are the strategies, techniques, tips, tricks, all I'll be, and then open up with this session with all the questions no, from the faculty, the experts, the students from any domain. Okay, so first is why we need artificial intelligence. This must be very clear in the very beginning. If you are not clear, most of the people, even with 10, 15, 20 years experience, they are not clear why. So let's be clear why we need artificial intelligence. There is a massive revolution of technology going on around the world. If you see, if you
Flashing.
see, the data is not coming from one channel. The data is coming from 360-degree channel and in a humongous speed. The data is coming from satellite. The data is coming from social media. The data is coming from GPS. The data is coming from external vendors. The data is coming from in-house. The data is coming from CRM, client relationship management. The data is coming from ERPs, enterprise resource planning. This is a massive data which is coming. Every second it is coming in millions and billions. Most of the organization, wherever I visit, all are the top corporates and Fortune 500. They are all struggling to handle this data. This is where all of you students will come into the picture. Second is now the data are not structured data like earlier what you used to see rows and columns. And no more, means obviously rows and columns are there, but all most of the data, 80% or to 90% data is coming all unstructured. When I say unstructured, that is your image is a data, your thumbs up in your Facebook is a data, your video in WhatsApp is a data, anything, Word file is a data, PDF file is a data, your audio is a data. Most of the organizations are not able to handle this unstructured data. This is where is again a problem. This is where you will be solving this all types of solutions which is massively required currently in India as well as in US and global markets. Third challenge is being faced by most of the organizations is data storage. The data storage is no more in megabytes and gigabytes. The data storage is now massive, that is in terabytes and petabytes. Again, most of the corporates and organizations are facing big challenges on this data storage. Then comes the lack of predictive analytics. Wherever I visit any organization globally, including the top Fortune 500 corporates, there, if I ask them, ask the CEOs, marketing head, HR heads, engineering heads, what is the, you tell me what is going to happen in the next 3 months, next 6 months, next 1 year, next 5 years. They do not have any answers. Unfortunately, they are not having any answers. They only come up with some Excel sheet. This is what has happened in the last 3 months, last 6 months, last 1 year, last 5 years, last 10 years. I tell them what is the use of focusing on to the past. You must have to focus on present and future. Tell me the solution of the present and future. That means that is again a big problem, lack of predictive analytics. And then when I say, do you have the data to take decisions and predictions? They come with massive data. but they are not able to take any decision. That means the data is of no use. It is junk or is like iron. If the data can be utilized, it is now the new gold or new oil, which is now has been agreed upon by most of the countries globally. That means our goal of learning artificial intelligence or machine learning or business analytics or deep learning or data science, Python is not to learn some codes or maths and stats or technology. Our goal of all of this learning must be primarily two things, that is decision making and prediction. So your goal for any students who will be using, when I say data science, that actually includes the artificial intelligence, machine learning, business analytics, deep learning, all anything, even data driven marketing, data driven medical solutions, data driven blockchain, data driven banking, data driven everything. So our all goal of why we need data science is decision making and prediction. Obviously, there is also pattern discovery. This leads to the requirement and why we need data science, which which is obviously artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all the analytics solutions we need in today's world. So okay, and the second is why we now know. Now comes what is artificial intelligence. See, I will always speak in a language where even I make the rocket science or neuroscience, rocket science in the engineering field or the space world or even in the medical world. As my lot of students are doctors, lawyers, CEOs, I make every topic as simple as a 10-year-old girl or boy must be able to understand. If they are not able to understand, if I don't make it as simple as that, that means probably I am no, I am using some technical jargon or making it more difficult. In the whole world, as I teach the marketing leaders of the world, make it so simple that everybody must be able to uh, purchase that product or service. So let's now come to what is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence means incorporating human intelligence to machines. That means if we are all human beings, are we not intelligent? Yes. Then what I will tell, this intelligence is called human intelligence or natural intelligence. If the same intelligence, whatever you have acquired since last
Hari
whatever,
Itra?
yeah, whatever you have acquired since last whatever is your age, let's take your age is 25 years or 30 years or 40, 50, 60. That means this is what you have acquired, the data in your brain, in your neurons. That means based on that you are taking a decision or you are able to predict. You are successful or a failure in your life or career just because probably you were not able to take decisions and predictions as expected to be successful in this world or to be happy in this world. Same intelligence, if we incorporate human intelligence to machines, become artificial intelligence. That's it. That is what your goal is, incorporate the intelligence. And when I say intelligence, it is in the simple term, it is the data you have to incorporate into the machine to make it intelligent. Coming to artificial intelligence in real world applications, there are millions, but we'll touch base on some of the artificial intelligence. If you are using Google to search whatever, you are using artificial intelligence. That means you probably know the answers are coming in front of your screen, but you are not aware the answers are, this artificial intelligence is working behind the screen of Google. If you have booked a cab via Ola or Uber, that means you are already using artificial. All these strategies of Ola, Uber is done by artificial intelligence. If you are using Google, YouTube, massively they are using artificial intelligence, because if you see your homepage in YouTube is not similar to your friend's homepage, that means they are using, I will be discussing on that also. If you have booked it, your ticket, no, in the flight travel, all is dynamic pricing based on artificial intelligence. If you are doing, if you are not making, able to make any sales in Facebook, in Twitter, in LinkedIn, in Google, in YouTube, that means you do not understand artificial intelligence. Massively they are using artificial intelligence in all marketing strategies. If you have already used social media, why Facebook is making millions and billions of dollars, how Google is making millions and billions of dollars, all due to the artificial intelligence. If you are from the healthcare, you can detect any disease in the world if you are able to know the artificial intelligence. Is this patient diabetic? Yes or no? You can find it out based on artificial. Is the patient cancer? Yes or no? You can find out by the artificial. Is the uh, anything related with healthcare, that will be further, as we keep moving forward, we'll be focusing on the pandemic situation in healthcare and other sectors also. That means how important is artificial intelligence, you must have come to know. That means if you are from the morning, when you are getting up from your bed, if you are using mobile phone, smart mobile phone, that means you have started artificial intelligence usage. That means that is why the whole world has already moved into the artificial intelligence level. In banking and credit and insurance, I when I speak for a lot of universities called me how to, there is a big problem of security, fraud and risk detection for banks, all, as most of the people have now come up. I tell them, if you are implementing artificial intelligence, you are 90% of the problems, fraud and risk detection, in which used to take earlier days, months and years, solved in seconds. So these are some of the applications. We'll be further moving towards more into these problems and solutions. Okay, so how artificial intelligence is helping fight the pandemic situation? See, let's see. Uh, how artificial is helping fight the pandemic situation. So if you see all over the world, if you are able to see the television, media, newspaper, everywhere, a lot of solutions are coming. And those solutions which is coming, and which, as per Microsoft, they are telling that what we were thinking of digital transformation, which will happen, it will take 2 years, has now been completed in 2 months due to the pandemic situation. And the applications such as natural language processing is massively being used now. Speech recognition, data analytics, machine learning, deep learning, and others such as chatbots, facial recognition have been utilized for diagnosis, contact tracing, and vaccine development in a big way, not only in the case of healthcare or pandemic, but in our day-to-day life, all are being used. If you have gone to any website, you will see a chat coming. That means that is all artificial intelligence, chatbots. If you are calling any bank or your telecom company, Reliance or Airtel, most of the telecom solutions are being done by artificial intelligence. In fact, as per the current data, more than 85% of the customer service is being handled by artificial intelligence. Only 15% is handled by the other, no, human beings. That means more than 85% is in the, even in the customer service is being handled by artificial intelligence. Now let's see how to deploy artificial intelligence to solve the pandemic situation. Let's see what is going on around the world as we talk, and it is going in a big way. That is why the requirement of artificial intelligence in India for the current 2020 is 2.3 million people. That means there is a massive requirement. You people complain of lack of jobs. I say there is massive jobs, but unfortunately there are no skilled people, and not only in India but in Europe and US also. That means deployment is going on in a big and large scale. And if the requirement, if you tell about the US market, the US market in the year 2020, which has been already published in the media, is 3 million people, artificial intelligence people. Unfortunately there is no people. That means a lack of knowledge and skills in this segment, especially from the universities, is hindering lot of projects. So let's see what are the, how to deploy to solve the pandemic situation. So the pandemic situation, which has been deployed, has been deployed in several uh, instances. One of the big instances is disease surveillance AI, and this I'm talking about the in the healthcare. This surveillance is also implemented in all other sectors also. For the sake of pandemic, because with an infection, this surveillance is crucial for all our projects. Human activity, especially migration, has been responsible for the spread of the virus around the world. So if you see, if it has spread from China or Wuhan to India or to Europe or US, that is one of the big reason, because migration is responsible for the spread of the virus. How to stop that, what to do and what not to do, is surveillance. And if human being is given the surveillance strategy, it would require millions of people, and that too it will not be effective, because they will also get affected. So Canada-based Blue Dot has leveraged machine learning and natural language processing to track, recognize and report the spread of the virus quicker than the World Health Organization and the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. That means if it would have been not done by artificial intelligence, it would have taken maybe months and years to track everything. So this becomes a critical part of our deployment in not only in the medical sector, but in almost all domains where surveillance is required. Let's keep moving. Okay. Virtual healthcare. The number of cases has shown that no. Okay, there is a, okay. Virtual healthcare in artificial intelligence. Whenever you see any bots like chatting, you will actually not know those are bots. Maybe they are given a normal name, some Mohan or Sohan, Rita or Meeta. They are all chatbots actually. The number of cases has shown that healthcare systems and response measures can be overwhelmed. Now, most of the departments in the healthcare sectors are overwhelmed. So they are not able to handle. So this is where artificial intelligence has come into a picture in a big way. This was there earlier also, but in the scenario of pandemic and seeing into the future, it is now one of the biggest challenges where we are leveraging natural language processing capabilities to build a multi-layered virtual healthcare agent that can answer questions related to pandemic, provide reliable information, recommend protection measures, check and monitor symptoms, and advise individuals whether they need hospital screening or self-isolation at their homes. That means even with the human being involved, again, this is a pandemic and it can spread. The machines is coming into the picture. Even the robots are coming into the picture. That means it can be solved without getting infected. The machines will go there because machines cannot be infected. The machines cannot know. So that means even in the healthcare assistance where it is now becoming a challenge, and the chatbots, the artificial intelligence is taking care in a big way. Let's keep moving. Okay, diagnostic AI. See, the AI has improved the diagnostic time in pandemic crisis through technologies such as that developed by Linking Med. So that means I'm also focusing what is going around the world from which organization. It's a Beijing-based oncology data platform and medical data analysis company. Pneumonia is one of the big reason of lot of people getting infected or problematic, and even deaths in some cases can now be diagnosed from analysis of a CT scan in less than 60 seconds. Can you ever imagine? Would it be ever possible without artificial intelligence with accuracy as high as 92% as of today? That means 92% accuracy. It can be the normal human, best of the doctors, the best of the medical practitioners. Accuracy, I'm talking about the best. They may not be in India, they may be in India, maybe from US, maybe from Europe, maybe from other continents. Even the best of medical practitioner success and accuracy rate is 85 to 92%. But in this case we are already into 92%. It can be improved till 99 or even 100% accuracy rate, which is not possible for normal human beings, because normal human beings, even if they are doctors, engineers, professor, lawyers, they are human beings. They need sleep, they may be tensed, they may be a lot of human constraints come into picture. That means their output and the success result will also can crash down or no, or not be up to that level. So this was made possible by an open source AI model that analyzed city images, identified lesions, and quantified in terms of numbers, volume, and proportion. This platform was powered by Baidu's open source deep learning platform. So that means it is now like earlier though it was already going in a speed of, let's say, 50 to 60% speed. Now it is going at the rate of 80 to 90% because of a pandemic situation, not only in the healthcare but this solution are being implemented by the other sectors also. Diagnostic is not only for healthcare. Diagnostic can be applied in other, like even in the engineering field we have to diagnose, no, like in the technical problems, that is also diagnostic, and then come to a solution. So it can be applied in any and every domain. Okay, facial recognition and fever detector AI. What was happening earlier is thermal cameras have been used for detecting people with fever. You will see a lot of people, no, even they are using one thing to check the temperature. The drawback to the technology is the need for a human operator. That means even if the person who is checking, it can be a doctor, it can be a lay person, it can be your security guard, it can be your gatekeeper, it can be your staff. Even if they are human, they can also be impacted. Why not to use the artificial intelligence techniques? Cameras processing AI based multi-sensory technology have been deployed. Now it has been deployed in airports, hospitals, nursing home, etc. Even I was just seeing the latest development which has been implemented by the railways in India. The detection will be done not by the human beings, by the AI based robots, where they are detecting all the passengers, not only in the airlines who are moving in the domestic or international flights, but also in the railway station. This I think first railway station which has been implemented is in Maharashtra, Mumbai, Pune. So there all the patients are diagnosed by the AI based robots, and this has been now also implemented in airports, hospitals, nursing homes, etc. The technology automatically detects the individuals with fever and tracks their movements. It will even track you, recognize their face, and detect whether the person is wearing a face mask, yes or no. That means it is a massive revolution all over the world which is going on. and can only give solutions with less time, less effort, and less money. So this is a big revolution. Now comes drones and robots, which are all based on AI. If you see Amazon or any top successful organizations, including our Flipkart or Alibaba.com or Google or Facebook or anything, all drones are now being deployed are uh, why even for delivery of products and service delivery of the products is now being deployed by drones especially uh, in US and China. In India it is no, even in a lot of European countries, but in India there is some regulations some which has just probably a week or two back they have cleared this. So you will see a lot of drones and no, in India who are authorized to support this technology from government or the corporates will operate. So drones are used to track individuals not using face masks. This is in case of any health hazard in the corporate or in the healthcare, while others to use to broadcast even to market and also disinfect public spaces. Micro Multicopter, a Shenzhen-based technology company, has helped to lessen the virus transmission risk involved with the citywide transport of medical samples. That means they want to transport the medicals and quarantine matters through the deployment of their drones. Now all the technologies are being implemented, the products and other services are being implemented by the drones. Patient care without risk to healthcare workers has also benefited as robots are used for food and medication delivery. If you want to deliver any food and medical delivery in a hazardous areas, this is all now taken care by the robots, which is all based in AI. The role of room cleaning, sterilization of isolation of ward has also been filled by robots now. Catering industry, Kudu technology have been extended their reach to the healthcare sector by deploying their robots in hospitals for this purpose. That means even in hospitals, if you see lot of doctors or staffs are getting infected, and in some cases it is also being and why government or a lot of countries are not allowing the schools and colleges to open, because they feel there is a risk in that. Maybe if we go in depth, there may be or may not be a risk factor, but still there is a possibility. If the people are not taking precautions, then the person who are involved to implement, even they can be impacted, which if you see the data on a day-to-day basis, even they can be. So this is where our AI is helping in implementing the technology even in the hazardous, it can be even a hazardous industries where human beings life is in great threat. There it has been already implemented, especially if I see in the large scale hazardous industry, there they are using this AI technologies in a big way. Creative research AI. Now, if you see, companies such as the British startup Exinta became the first company to present an AI designed drug molecule that has gone to human trials. A year is all it took the algorithm to develop the molecular structure compared with the 5-year average time that it takes traditional design. That means if you are not incorporating AI in your any research work, it will take at least 5 years. But do you want to wait 5 years, or do you want to complete in 1 year? So that means the improvement is going beyond human thinking. Like the improvement is more than 80 to 90% what was happening till date in the research arena. That means in the research arena, which is to take at least 5 years, now is being completed in 1 year. So don't you think the curative research in any domain, it does not mean it can be developed, it must be implemented in the healthcare domain only. It can be implemented in the engineering domain, it can be implemented in the marketing and management domain, any domain, healthcare, medical, logistics, HR, admin, any domain you can think of. So again, information verification is a big challenge, especially for all the social media sites like Google, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever you can think of. All are facing massive challenges which cannot be solved with the normal human being. This is where Google and Facebook are battling to combat the waves of conspiracy theories. Phishing. Phishing is like a no is taking control of your systems or your mobile phones. This is all phishing techniques in the security world, no, IT security. Misinformation, malware, fake news, all this is a big challenge. This is all solved by information verification AI. Research for coronavirus yields an alert sign coupled with links to verified sources is all. They are implementing AI solutions. YouTube directly links users. If you have used users to the WH and similar credible organization formation. That means they are taking help of AI so that nobody is sent to a site or a link or all fake news. They are controlling. This is again a big challenge. Up to lot of extent, this has been already controlled, and still we are long way to go. The videos that misinform are scouted for and taken down as soon as they are updated. That means even if you give some incorrect information or a fake news or a fake video or any problem creator or anything which is not right as per the data which has been acquired from our historical will be immediately removed and from the sites, including our all social media. That means what is to happen earlier, the problem creators, by the time we find the problems, it is already they have damaged a lot of things. Even in the banking, and no, there was a lot of problems where they wipe out the bank account from the big banks, and by the time the human being come to know, maybe it has taken them 5 hours or 10 hours. By the next morning they are already out of this country or of the city, and it is very difficult. But if they would have implemented the AI solutions, it would have caught them just based on anomaly detection, and in seconds it would have been sending the alarms to the all the stakeholders. This is where information verification AI is being used in almost any and every domain, including the cyber security space, and also for our day to day all work in wherever we are using the digital technologies all. Okay, now we'll be going on some techniques and strategies how to implement that. See, you now have a rough idea of all what is going on around the world. Even if you are not ever you are using it on a daily to daily basis, every hour, every minute, every second. That shows you are already using AI, but you probably know what is happening in front, but you do not know what is happening behind Google, behind Facebook, behind Amazon, behind Flipkart, behind Ola, Uber. That means now it is time, and if you have not yet explode or done anything on that, it is already you are late and you have to start it immediately, because this is the skill and knowledge you would require to implement any and every project in any domain. Earlier, if it was the IT revolution, if a person do not have IT knowledge or computer, even if they are any domain, they would not be required earlier. But now the requirement, and it is called the first fourth industry revolution, which is the biggest revolution which is happening all over the world. It is the AI. Then how to deploy, and we'll take a lot of examples, samples, case study, and understand it. So your fundamentals and basics must be strong before you deep dive into anything. Because I see most of the even top doctors, top lawyers, top CEOs, they miserably fail. If you see the data in last 10 15 years, more than 55% of the top corporates have shut down. That means they were not good in decision making and prediction. If you see the education industry, a lot of education, the colleges even have shut down just because they do not know how to take decisions and prediction. This is how to know it. Let us see with scientific evidence. One of the technique is regression technique. You might be using it, but you do not know what is the science behind it. So regression technique is a predictive modeling technique. That means if I tell you when when this problem will get solved, you must be able to answer. How much of your problem will get solved, you must be able to answer. What will be the total number of students in your college in the next 2 years, you must be able to answer. When will you get a job? Using regression technique, regression analysis, you must be able to answer. That means the future, if you use the regression technique, you must be able to answer. How? For example, what is your goal becomes dependent, but that goal is dependent on lot of factors, and those are called independent variable. We will understand this by taking some small examples so that you very well know how to implement a regression technique. And the algorithm we will implement is linear regression. This is one of the very common popular algorithm in the artificial intelligence world to predict anything and everything. It can be implemented in any domain: engineering, HR admin, healthcare, logistics, anything. It doesn't matter. So let's take some generic examples. Regression technique. Being an engineer, you have been hired by Coke, Pepsi, or Quality Ice Cream to this is your goal. They are hiring you and paying big bucks, even more than the doctors and lawyers. That means because of your decision, they can survive, sustain, and even be the top company in this world. That is based on your decisions and prediction. As I as I will keep repeating, you are being taken by corporate or anywhere in this world just to take the best decision and best prediction. That is why they are paying you big bucks. So in this case, let's take an example where you are told to tell them, will the sales go up or go down, and you have been hired by maybe Coke, maybe Pepsi, maybe an ice cream manufacturing, like no quality or anyone. So being a data scientist, being a data analyst, being an engineer, being a management graduate, or being from the any other industry also, you must be able to take. What you will do, you will take, your goal is to know and tell next quarter, next half yearly, next 1 year or next 5 years what will be the sales. You have to take this is sales becomes your dependent. Your goal is always dependent on a lot of factors. How much marks will you get in your exam? That is the dependent variable. And independent variable means how much time you have devoted. Have you taken professional help? Have you taken no, this all becomes independent. That means goal is always dependent, and the factors responsible for that goal becomes the independent. Here, for example, there can be a lot of factors, but we will take one of the factor is temperature. That means temperature goes up, our sales goes up. Temperature goes down, our sales goes down. That means if I have the temperature of the last 6 months, 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, don't you think I can make a prediction of the sales? This is just one of the factor I'm taking. There can be more, even hundreds, thousands, and millions. But I am just taking and plotting my scientific evidence which can be which is accepted by all legal institutions, even from High Court and Supreme Court, because you are giving the analysis based on scientific evidence, which is not based on some wild thoughts. That means the like in case of DNA is like a scientific evidence. Anybody and everybody can go wrong, but DNA cannot be wrong. That is based on the truth, scientific evidence. So this is the truth, and you can tell to your stakeholder. In this case, it is the Coke, Pepsi, or the ice cream company. Based on, you will be using, see, this is only knowledge of IT and computer science. One is this. Second is maths and stats. Again, if I say maths and stats, don't be scared. A lot of people get scared. The knowledge of your high school 10th standard maths and stats is more than sufficient if you have understood that. Unfortunately, I see a lot of people do not understand the high school maths and stats. So this, what I am doing is just using my IT and computer science skills, maths and stats, plotting the graph, plotting the points, and just predicting what is our future. You can implement in your personal as well as professional life using this. So based on this, I can tell my stakeholder, in this case, the cold drink company or the ice cream company, this would be your sales for the next 3 months, next 6 months, next 1 year, or whatever. And it is based on true data and scientific evidence. I'm taking another one example of regression technique. It can be applied in any domain. For example, being an engineer, maths and stats, and again, one of the problem I see from most of the student community, not from the corporate world. Corporate world also facing challenges. I see lack of domain expertise. For example, being an engineer, it's not like you have to have only knowledge of mechanical engineer, electronics engineer, civil engineer, or computer science engineering, or no, this. You have to have the understanding of the how the world works. That is domain experience, because you are not, if you do not know, if you are developing any product, engineering product, will is this what product is will be successful? Maybe not. You're just wasting, your product is not required just because it cannot save time, effort, and money. Maybe it is too costly. Maybe it is it takes lots of time. Maybe it requires to build that product 100 people or even 1000 people, then the cost goes up. That means you have to relate with the real world, and the real world is, it can be anything, any department, any engineering department, any HR. So you have been hired by one of the organization. Let's take any organization, Microsoft, HP, TCS, Wipro, or whichever organization you would like to work for. They tell, okay, you have good knowledge of AI. Tell what is the salary we need to give to our new joining. You must be able to do that using your regression technique skills, using your AI skill. Don't tell, I don't have, I am not specialized in HR or admin. It doesn't matter. Just a basic understanding what is HR and what is admin, you must be able to implement this project for that. That is why you are being hired. That means you take all the data, and they can ask you, okay, tell us, this is a fresh candidate, how much salary we must pay, or this person is 10 years experience, or 20 years experience, or 5 years. So your goal becomes what? Salary. You must be very clear from the very beginning of your project what is the goal. In this case, they want to decide the salary. So and I'm taking only one of the factor. Y-axis is salary, and x-axis is years of time. And that does not mean there can be only that there can be years of experience, education qualification, professional certification, how far, how near is the employee staying from the organization, any lot of things. But for the sake of your understanding, I'm taking a very simple, so that you understand the x and y. X is your is the independent, and y, and based on this data you will come to the solution. You pay this employee, fresher, or 5 years or 10 years or 30 years experience, this much salary. Again, you are not taking the decision. The machine has taken the decision based on the historical data, that is the past data, and you are done. That means you are now the go-to person for all the departments. The person who has knowledge of AI can be a engineering graduate, can be a management graduate, can be a healthcare student, can be any domain, does not matter. They are the, in this current world, they are the go-to person. Even the CEOs, in case of students, it is applicable. The person who is having good knowledge of AI, for principal, for directors from of the college HODs, they will be the go-to person to take the decisions and prediction for all their projects. It may be projects of the colleges, or it can be your educational engineering projects or anything. So this is the way you need to implement any. This is one of the technique we have understood. And the other major technique is classification technique. If I ask you, will you pass or fail, you can use the classification technique, AI model. Will India win the um, uh, gold in the Olympic for athletics? Yes or no? Classification technique. Will you get a job? Yes or no? A classification technique. Will the temperature go up or down tomorrow? Classification technique. Will our sales go up or down? Classification technique. That means if you understand the regression technique and classification, that means you can solve more than 80% of the whole world problem. But unfortunately, I don't see people understanding this simple. This is the way you take everyday decision. Classification technique and regression technique, even for day to day. Even when you get up early in the morning, you decide, shall I go there or shall I go here? Classification technique. Okay, how much time will it take? Then you are using the regression technique in your brain. Okay, now let's see. That means classification technique. One of the algorithm very popular is logistic regression. That means classification technique means 0 or 1, yes or no, true or false, high or low, pass or fail, girl or boy, win or lose. All all can be implemented by the classification technique. We will also implement one of the projects so that you will be more clear, easily understand. I make things as easy possible, even for a 10-year-old girl or boy. So I make it that easy, so nobody can tell it is tough. It is the, if you understand, this is the easiest thing in the world. Even I tell, even neuroscience or, or space science. So let's see and implement. Okay, before implementing, so you now know what is the difference between regression and classification. Regression, whenever in your personal or professional life, when the values can be 0 to infinity, continuous, how much marks will you get? It can be 40, 41.2, 57, 68, 69, anything, continuous. That means regression technique. How much sales will I get? Will I get 5 sales next month? Will I get 100 sales? Will I get 15 sales? Anything, regression technique, any domain. Will how many products will be manufactured in our organization? Regression technique. Engineering products. How good, how many we can serve, provide the services in the next month, next quarter, next 1 year. Will it be 100 customers? Will it be 1,000 customers? Will it be 1 million customers? Regression technique. Classification is discrete value. That means it's not infinite. Yes or no, pass or fail, win or lose. If you are using Gmail, everyone is using email, right? They have all used the AI classification technique. Don't, if you see your email account, most of the emails are going to the junk mail. That means they have used the classification technique and the good mails are coming into your inbox. All classification. That means spam, not spam. And this model keeps on developing better, better, and better. All is classifying. That means more than 80% of the whole world problem you can solve this using the classification technique and regression technique. So let's see and implement one of this artificial intelligence project life cycle. This is the life cycle you have to make sure when you are implementing any and every project. It does not matter which domain or which condition, pandemic or no pandemic, everywhere it is applicable for any project in this world. First thing what you will do is, without data nothing will work. So make sure you discover all the data wherever you can find. If it is in your college, get the data from your IT department, from the staff, from the website, from the wherever you can find out, from the servers, databases, because without that your whole project will go haywire, nothing will work. Okay, you tell my data discovery is complete. Okay, the next thing, any project, it is not applicable only for your college, any project anywhere in the world it is applicable. Data preparation, when you get any data from your college, from your corporate, from your stakeholders, the data is not in the proper format. Make sure it is cleaned. For example, you know how to clean your clothes. You will, you know that. But if I tell how to clean your data, nobody knows that. If you put dirty clothes in your and move, everybody will scold or complain. Similarly, this will also not work. Data preparation, data cleaning is a critical part. If you are not doing that, your whole project will go haywire. Okay, you tell now my, if it is in your day-to-day cleaning of clothes, now it is clean and okay, good. Even one spot or two spot can also create problem for you. Similarly, here even little bit of remaining of data cleaning is there, then also you can face challenges and problems. So ensure 100% data preparation and cleaning. Only if this second step is complete, then only move to the model planning. That means, will you go for which algorithm? Is it a regression technique? Is it a classification technique? Shall I use linear regression? Shall I use logistic regression? Shall I use decision tree? Shall I use a random forest? Shall I use a support vector machine? Shall I use so many? Here you have to, before building the building as a civil engineer, building the house, you must be having a planning and get it approved from the respective authorities, government and all other organizations. This is where your planning comes. If you do mistake here, all problems come. When you are sure model planning has been done by all the stakeholders, everything is perfect, good, then only go for this next stage, that is model building. That means you have the plan in your paper, now start building it. It can be product, it can be house, it can be complex, it can be anything. Model building is done, and then operationalize. Do not operationalize like you have colleges all over the world or you have offices all over there and you in one shot. Operationalize like a pilot project in one center, one city or one country. Then only if it is successful, then only go for the 100% implementation. This is, as a student, a lot of students do not understand. You must understand it, else you will be in trouble. wherever you go. That means operationalize as a pilot project in one center or one computer or one department or one, then you can go for the big. If you see everything is perfect and fine, then you can communicate the results to the stakeholders. In for your case, it can be the HODs, principal, directors, faculties. If you are in organization, it can be your managers, the CEOs, your clients, where the stakeholder and communicate right, because you will anyway be the first person to know how good or how bad you have performed in this whole project, because the machine will also tell your success rate before it telling to other people. Then you can very well know, shall I make it operational and communicate the result, or shall I wait? Maybe you need to, if it is not good enough, maybe you need to wait, follow this whole process, and then operational and communicate the result. So now let's implement this implementation of a classification technique, logistic regression. Let's take a real example so that you must be able to do it. And I would also hope if you can do it and complete, then only your engineering, then only your management, then only your medical, whatever, whichever domain, it does not matter. Then it is the right. So let's take some small project. And this project I'm taking from the healthcare. You have been you have been appointed in a, like let's take by Apollo hospital or a pharma company, or a from a drug development company, because this is not developed by the MBBS or MD MS doctor. These are all developed by, most of them are engineering and management background. Though you can take the help of the domain expertise, that is doctors or lawyers or whoever, my marketing or CEOs, your HODs, principal directors. So here you have been given the task of using implementing AI solutions for that healthcare industry to determine the illness. It can be, is this patient diabetic? Yes or no? Is this patient COVID-19? Yes or no? Is this patient cancer? Yes or no? Is this patient Ebola? Yes or no? It can be anything. I'm taking a healthcare ID, you can be given some other domain also, but the strategy, rules, regulation, everything remains same. In place of healthcare analytics, you can write what do you say, manufacturing analytics, or sales analytics, or anything. But for the sake of understanding, we are taking the healthcare analytics, where you have been given a project. So then you have to understand, is this patient diabetic or not diabetic or anything, positive or negative. Okay, this is your goal. Be very clear of your goal in the very beginning. If you are not, you will do something else, they will tell what you have done. So if you test all the patients, uh, being an engineer, you have to develop that model, and maybe that will be utilized by the doctors or no, whosoever is the stakeholders. Okay, now load the data. You can load the data using the Excel. No need to go some complex. Even your comma separated value in Excel, Excel file, Excel sheet, anything does not matter. Just load it. If you have SQL data, Oracle data, does not matter. The simplest of the simple can also solve your toughest of the tough problem. Anybody and everybody can use Excel, right? So use it. Why to go for something complex? Do not make the model complex. I tell everyone, do not make the life complex. The life is also very easy if you understand it. If you make it complex, your life is also then very tough. Select the features. See, in day-to-day life or in personal profession, all features are not required. Does your roll number impact your result? No. Then why are you putting that feature? Why are you making the machine confused? Probably you are also confused. So that means whatever is not required, remove it. Whatever is required, keep it. And don't keep all everything. That means you are making it complex. And don't keep it so less that you are also not able to find out. That means any problem, selecting feature is also a critical solution for implementing. If you are failing here, then again you may fail in the end result. Splitting the data in your day-to-day life, in your college, or if you're working in the corporates or wherever organization, this is all done every day you're doing. That means you have, let's take 1 year. 1 year is your duration for one session. Let's take 11 months you are being trained. That means during training people time, your teacher, professor, principal, stakeholders, everyone is telling you the answers also. That means during that time, if you ask the answers from your professor, they will also happily answer you. So what is the, that means 11 months. Okay, now comes the 12th month. That time, the real test happens. That means that time if you ask the questions or problem, will your professor, principal, stakeholders, HOD answer? No. They told we have already taught you since 11 months. Why are you asking? Now it is your performance. Have you understand the concept? So in the machines also similarly. That means training is when we give the answers also. Testing means we do not give the answers. And then we see the result. How good the machine is performing similar to the human beings. How good you are performing based on the result you get in your semester or in the final year. Based on that, they make a understanding which may or may not be right also, because maybe other way. But this is the normal mode of understanding, training and testing. Training can the data, let's take 100 data you have. That means 75% of the data can go into training, where you give the result, answer, and 25% of the data can go into the testing, where you do not give the answer, like your examination. And then see, is the machine performing good, bad, or what is that? Something similar here. So this data segregation can be 75, 20, 25, 80, 20, 50, 50. There is no hard and fast rule. It depends on your soul, whatever you can do. So this done, and then you start the model development application. In this case, we are using the logistic regression, and then see how good it is performing. Is it performing fitting? Like, and predicting is like, if you see in your day-to-day life, you see a lot of, when you purchase a cloth, there is a size called free size. That means they have developed a free size which will fit into a thin person, nor average person, and even a fat person. That means it is like that, fitting it. That means it can solve probably 80% of the problem. Maybe who are too fat or too thin, they may not fit in, but something you are generalizing the problem to a solution where fitting is done, and to understand how good is your machine performing. And then you can tell it to predict and so it will predict, is this patient diabetic, is this patient not diabetic, is this patient coronavirus, is that patient not coronavirus, will that person have the cells, will not person not have the cells, can be done. And then how will you know is your machine, you get a report card at the end of your semester exam or end of the year. That is the report card. In this case, the report card is called confusion matrix, but do not get confused, because in this report card it will generate by 2 column by 2 rows report card for you. The machine will also generate a report card, something similar. The report card is being generated in your college or in the corporate performance. They generate a report card of performance, how good or how bad the employee is performing, and then based on that they are evaluated a promotion, salary, or even demotion, zero salary, half salary, whatever. It is applicable in our day-to-day life, in the professional life, everywhere. So this is where you will generate the report card and see how good you have performed. That means if you see the screen, true positive and true negative, that means these are all right answers you have given. And false positive, FP, FN, false negative, that means these are all wrong answers the machine has given. That means if machine has given the wrong answer, that means your performance is also this, something similar. And if you want to see the percentage, something like you calculate your percentage, no, you got very less in this subject, very good in some subjects, some average in some subject, and then the total is counted. Here you will count what is the total percentage. True positive plus true negative divided by true positive plus false positive plus false negative plus true negative multiply by 100 is equal to your percentage. So that, and you don't have to do anything, the machine will perform. If you want to check, you can use your calculator also. Just see, it will tell you how successful your model is it 40%? If it is complete, is it 70, it is 80, 90, 100, whatever. This is one of the very commonly used technique for understanding how good or how bad. So now let's see implementation of logistic regression in diabetes prediction. So that means it can be diabetes, it can be coronavirus, it can be any other domain also. Strategy, techniques, everything remains same. So first thing, when you visit to any corporate or any office, in this case we are visiting a hospital or a pharma company, and the doctor wants you to make a model, AI model, where it says, can what if we could predict the occurrence of diabetes and take appropriate measures beforehand to prevent it? So you can say, definitely, let me take you through the steps to predict the vulnerable patients. In case of diabetes, it can be cancer, it can be corona, it can be anything, and it can be even any marketing or products or services, anything where you want to use the classification technique. Let's see. First thing, what you will get from the stakeholders, if they give you data, good. If not, you must know, because doctors or your principal or the marketing head or the CEO may not know. They do not know. You have to know it. They will probably do not know this is actually working based on data. So you must be able to extract the data if they give you. If not, you must be able to do it on your own. In this case, the data can be from the web servers, social media data, census data, online APIs, no, anything. GPS for your college, it can be website or IT department, HODs, principal, wherever. So be sure you collect all the data, because if not, your whole project will be give less data. Like if your age is, let's take 20, 25, 30, that means you have accumulated data in your brain since last 20 years, 25, 30 years. That is why you think you are better than the 3-year-old or 5-year-old kid. The only difference, probably you are not better than a 5-year-old kid, just because the data accumulated by the 5-year-old kid is less than the data you have accumulated since last 20 years or 30 years. When that infant will go to 20 years, probably that infant will be more powerful, more knowledgeable, more successful than you have achieved since last 20 years or 30 years. That means more the data, better it is. That is why most of the organizations, they ask experienced people, just because they think they have more data in their brain, probably they can solve that problem easily. That is so. Make sure you get all the data, and the data can come into any format. Do not worry, this is in a CSV Excel format like this, and the attributes are no lot of glucose, blood pressure, skin, body mass index, uh, pediatrics, age, income. Here, do you require all the data, all the columns? If not, remove it. Again, you need not be MBBS, MD, MS to understand, is all variables needed, yes or no? If not, do not make the model complex. So let's see. Data preparation, I told, make sure there are no inconsistent missing values, blank columns, abrupt values, faulty values. Cleaning is very much necessary. If you do not clean it 100%, this problem will be reflected in your end result. For example, if you do not clean your clothes and no dirty clothes, and if you go out and people can easily see that no, so something similar is also happening in the AI world. Prepare condition the data before planning step. If you have some data which is extreme values, make sure they are you must keep it or not keep it. That means even extreme values. You see what is extreme value. If you see average salary, let's take, is 25 to 30 lakhs per annum. You will wonder why, how come average salary is 25 to 30 lakh. That means I see 80% of the people not even earning more than 10,000. How come it is not? Because there are 20% of the people in this India or city or world where their salary is in millions and billions. That means there are in this case you can say outliers. See, in the outliers, like in the exam, some one person has got 100, another person has 100 out of 100, another person has got 0 out of 100. These are extremes. That means we call it outliers. But almost all of you have got between 60 to 80. That means all other. So these are our strategical decisions. Shall you keep that? Because the moment you keep those data extreme values, the average will move on from 70, which is currently, to even 85, 90, which you will wonder how come this is. So this is where you have to make sure your data is cleaned properly with all these strategies. If you are not able to take decision, you can take the help of your stakeholders, project managers, doctors, lawyers, HODs, to make sure, in case if you do not have the domain knowledge. The data will be like this in red. Red means problems. You have to solve the problem. This is where your skills, knowledge comes into. In case of women's, number of times pregnant, someone has fed all are numeric. One is in character text format. Make sure that is also numeric. Glucose is missing. Now this is your maths and stat skills. You have already studied mean, median, mode in your high school 10th class. So I always tell, no need to worry. Even if you are a high school math, it is anybody can learn AI. Can be from commerce, science, engineering, sales, marketing, doctors, lawyers, HR, doesn't matter. So use your mean, median, modes, what you have learned in here. Okay, blood pressure, can it be 6,600? Never. No need to become a MBBS, MD, MS to only understand. Anybody and everyone. So that means this is a faulty data fed into the system. Maybe now your all maths and stats comes into the picture. Mean, median, mode, implemented, body mass index, missing value. Do not keep missing, and this data is now dirty, and we have to make sure this is clean. Okay, do we even require income to understand this patient is diabetic, yes or no, corona is no? Then why are you putting this income into this machine? Then remove it. If you put this income into the machine will also become confused like us. If we do not know ourselves, machine will think that even income is a factor. So do not make the machine complex, confused, and similarly for your sake also. So now we have to make sure this all data is cleaned. So let's clean it, and now the data is clean. So now you see there is no red light, no red signals. Number of times pregnant, 1, which is fine. Glucose, 97, all is green. Blood pressure, 80, which is fine. Skin, body mass index, 39, and there is no income column. So, which is not required, do not take it, because this will only create problems. So now this looks good. Now we can keep moving forward for the planning stage. The same technique you will be using for any and every project, any domain. Does not matter. That the tips, tricks, and strategies remain same. Okay. Now we have cleaned it. Now is our planning. Determine the methods and techniques to draw the relation. Is there any relation between glucose and diabetes? Is there any relationship between income and diabetes? Is there any relationship between body mass index? All you can do, use your mathematical and statistical skills. Do exploratory data analysis using various statistical formulas and visualization tools. You have all the formulas and visualization tools. Do not present the data to your stakeholders in a 1,000 page of book or 10,000 page of, nobody will read, but everybody will read 1 page of graphical, maybe histogram, maybe pie chart. And even if they do not have any technical, they will also understand. So this is where your mathematical and statistical skills comes into picture. Develop data sets for training and testing, as I told earlier. It can be 50-50, 75, 70-30, 75-25, whatever. Now consider whether existing tools will suffice from the running. So whatever tools or you have, tools can be like the software language, the algorithms, the visualization tools, these all, do you have it? If not, get it. If yes, go ahead. Analyze various learning techniques, classification. Shall I use the classification technique, association technique, clustering technique to build the model? Be very clear in the planning and building stage, else the project will go haywire. Once that building you have built and you know the results, success, then deliver deliver final reports, briefing codes, and technical documents to your stakeholders. In this case, it can be um, doctors from the pharmaceutical fields, or the medical field, or any other field. Implement pilot project in real-time production environment. See how it is performing. Is it performing good, average, poor? Look for performance constraints. If there is performance constraints, that means it has succeeded maybe 40%, maybe 51. Are you happy with the result? Then improve it to 60%. If you are getting 60%, are you happy with that? No, then keep improving. Maybe you have not done a proper job in your discovery, or in the data preparation, or in the model planning, or in the model building before going and operationalize and go ahead. Look for performance constant, if any, and solve those problems before making it operational. So once that is done, then communicate your results to the stakeholder. That means stakeholders can be anybody. If it is in the hospitals, pharma industry, it can be doctors. If it is in your college, the stakeholders are your faculty, HOD, staff, principal, directors, management, and all there. If that means, then only you must communicate the result. They will ask you what is the success results. If you tell no, the machine is performing at the rate of 50% or 60%, that means your performance is also same, because the machine's performance is your performance. You are evaluated based on the machine's AI performance. Similarly, if you are working for the corporate in HR, admin, engineering, there your stakeholder is there. So this completes our overall project implementation. And now once this is done, you have to implement this project and practical into your using, obviously you'll be using regression and classification technique, and you can use it in your Python and Jupyter notebook. Why Python? Python is one of the is now the current champion, you can say, world record holder, or the Olympic champion currently, which has beaten all softwares which were at the top, like Java, C, C++, all, even including the software which has actually given birth to data science, AI, ML, that is R. That means currently it is world's number one, and almost all organizations in corporate or in the education universities, they're all working using Python and Jupyter Notebook, just because Python is very simple, no need to break your head, which can be done in Java, C++ using 100 lines of code. You can complete in 25 lines of code. That means if you want to save 75% of your effort, if you want to save 75% of your time, and if you want to save 75% of your money, that is why every organization are all migrating to Python, just because instant before they start that project, they have already saved 75%. That means, and it is as powerful, as secure, as the best in the world. If that would not have been there, then US Army, US Defense would not have implemented Python. If there was security issues, in case if you say speed issues, then if that would have been concerned, then NASA would not have implemented Python. That means very is comparable security, comparable speed, comparable the most easiest and the best thing. It is freely available. It is having the world's largest community in the world, where you can get to any problem your solution from anybody and everybody. So you will implement this too. If you need the data, I will give you the data also. I have, as I all the data I have, or else you can take any data from your college, anything, and implement this project, and then only it will be understood that you have understood, and no, and then keep moving forward. So this completes the artificial intelligence implementation during this pandemic situation. And from here, if you are already a professional, you can take it forward from here and go to, and if you are an amateur, like a beginner, then also you can start from now, and then we can keep moving towards more complex. So now for the next 1.5 an hour, I am open for any queries, questions, doubts in anything related to data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, business analytics, anything. Even if it does not matter, it is out of syllabus course, because I give strategic answers, solutions, implementation to almost all corporates. So now you are open. Even it can be related to career, it can be related to implementation, it can be related to your own existing. I can probably help you with a lot of innovative solutions, and so now we are open. I think we can unmute everyone.
Thank you very much, Kanchan sir. This is Vivekanand, Vageshwari College of Engineering, Assistant Professor, Department of MC. I am the host, sir.
Okay. Yes.
Sir, better to avoid clumsiness, let the participant to raise their hands so that we will unmute them.
Yes.
Better.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, dear participants, we had a good informative session from the respected Kanchan Kumar sir. And as sir told just now, any queries, you just please raise your hand immediately. I will unmute them and you just speak to the sir, whatever you want to. Yeah, first Srinivas sir.
Yes, I see.
Yeah, Rajalakshmi madam. Yeah, Rajalakshmi madam, you can ask. Hello, Rajalakshmi madam and Srinivas sir.
You can come one by one. Yes.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So, in the data, if at all we have the variables, like you said, the target variables and feature variables, how will we be able to identify those two generally variables if at all we have a large data in this?
Okay. Miss, I will speak in a language with anyone. See, whatever your goal becomes the dependent variable. Whatever your
Yes.
goal.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, if someone asks you, uh, what will be the, means whatever goal they ask you, means which in any domain, right?
Okay.
That
Okay,
becomes
sir.
that is dependent on some other factors, like how, when will you complete your project? Yeah,
Okay.
that depend. So that means that means your goal becomes dependent. Okay.
Yes.
When will
Okay.
you complete a project depends on a lot of variables. Let's take the variable number. How much time will you devote every day? That is, this becomes one of the variable. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then do you need professional help? And that professional help will come probably one day in a week or one day in a month. That becomes your second feature. This all comes
Okay.
under feature engineering.
Okay,
In
sir.
your any project, whatever your goal becomes the target, your dependent variable, and to come to that conclusion and solution, whatever factors you consider becomes your features. Right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Srinivas sir. And Rajalakshmi madam, you can please unmute yourself, Rajalakshmi madam, and you can speak to the Kanchan sir.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, madam. Yes. Good evening.
I am doing my
Hi.
research work in outlier analysis of data mining, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. I'm doing my research work in outlier deduction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Okay.
doing. Hello.
Good. You are doing outlier detection for your specific project. Good.
Eh? Whether this fuzzy clustering is a very excellent technique for doing this outlier deduction, sir.
Okay. See, before I go to that, whenever there is no fixed rule, first of
Okay.
all, there in from domain to domain. So if somebody asks, is logistic regression is the best solution for this project, I will say maybe or may not be. That means maybe logistic regression gives the best result. Then you try the model that next is let's take the random forest. Is it giving the decision, or the third decision tree, or the fourth SVM? So there is no hard and fast rule. If whichever you get the best result on specific domain, specific feature, right? Then
Okay.
then you go with that. So that means you can come to know based on your, see, lot of people who are working in let's take Amazon and Flipkart projects, right?
Okay.
They
Yes, sir.
they have come to a decision. Most of the time, probably it can be 60 to 80% time this is working perfect, but in some cases, let's take 20 to 40%, this algorithm, this okay. So based on your project goal and the data which you are getting, whichever you have extracted from for your project, based on that, if you are happy, let's take,
Okay.
if you have gotten a result of 87% success rate, let's take, if you are happy and your stakeholder now, as for example, if you want to present a research paper or this project, like lot of projects are, no, $1 million projects, AI projects are going on all over the ground. If the customer says, if you can achieve 85% or more, then we are, the stakeholders has already defined a perfect it, because based on their human and effort, they could achieve only 75% or 80% of success rate. And let me take the doctors or marketers or the engineers, because they have come to know 75 is good and anything more than 75 is good. So but they told the stakeholder, as we are paying $1 million, we want millions of dollars, so we will accept your project if you cross that 85%. That means you can accept that one as your result, which is the optimism, though this is not the best, and if you achieve that, your project is complete. Or if you are not satisfied, you keep going, maybe 90, maybe 95, who knows. You can even lot of projects are now going towards 99 to 100%, where they have found the result of World Cup or that with an 100%. Microsoft had done that. No, all English Premier League, before they are playing the football matches, they have already declared the result. That means they have, and the results were 100%. That means you can go till 100% and take a cutoff point based on your understanding. This is the, so based on that you can complete that. Right.
Yeah, thank you, Rajalakshmi madam. I think you got the
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
yeah. And anybody else still, sir is open to accept any query from your side. Sir, meanwhile, most of the participants are asking your mail ID, sir. Can you just,
Okay.
yeah, can you
Okay.
just,
My mail ID,
sir, better you just type on the screen. They can note down if possible.
maybe where is that? Okay, chat. I'm going where
Yeah, you just post in the chat box. That is also fine, sir.
Okay, I will anyway post it there. But just for your, everybody knows Kanchan Kumar 333@gmail.com is my email ID. Anyway, I will post it
Yeah.
later on. So you can check that. So my Kanchan Kumar, Kanchan KANCHAN KUMAR 333@gmail.com is my email ID. So you can post any queries, questions, anything there also, and I'll be happy to reply. And I would any question from any student, even crazy questions are most welcome. Like Albert Einstein used to ask the most crazy questions. That is why he was kicked out of the school, because he was too intelligent, too brilliant. So I also encourage, do not worry, any question, all questions are right question, even if it is a very crazy questions. So ask me, because all types of, and do not hesitate. If everyone laughs, that means that is a good question. So don't worry, ask anything and everything, any on artificial intelligence or anything related to data science, data analytics, anything.
Yeah, anybody next who wants to raise your query, as sir said, you can still go ahead with your crazy question also.
I become more happy because my marketing, all managers, directors, CEO, they come up, software engineers.
Sir, Lakshman Naik, sir. Lakshman Naik, sir.
Sir, is there any tool to simulate if we develop any regression algorithm or logistic regression algorithm, in order to test that particular algorithm, is there any tool to, can you suggest any best tool which is suitable for testing the algorithm?
Okay, what you have to do is just go to anaconda.com, right? In that, it is the world's best, and you will get all the tools, and it will all download all the library which is required. For example, NumPy is numerical Python, numerical analysis. So it will download that. And then the next one, usually when I start my students who are coming from different universities, from degree, PG, we are doing also a lot of PG and master's program in data science, AI, ML. So what you do, anaconda.com, that will download the NumPy library. Second is Pandas. Pandas is for data analysis. NumPy is for numerical Python to play around with the data. Third is Matplotlib. It is the visualization technique, for displaying your end results to your stakeholders, like histogram, pie chart, scatter plot, heat map, line graph, anything, any statistics in there. So that will also download this Matplotlib and the library which is the world's #1, that is scikit-learn scikit-learn for machine learning and artificial intelligence. So that will also install that. You are ready to go, and you can no when once that is complete, once that is complete, just run it. It will set up the environment, and you will start your work in the GUI mode, that is Jupyter Notebook. And then you don't have to do anything. You just have to import it. That's it. All the hard work has been already done. So just import whichever algorithm you have to use. If you want to use now your all data, scikit-learn is implemented, NumPy is implemented, Pandas is implemented, Matplotlib is implemented, and Seaborn, there is another visualization tool that is also implemented. So now as I told the steps, step 1, step 2, just follow that and just mention which algorithm you want to. So that is already done for you. Just you have to call it or import it. Like you have to import the data, you have to import the algorithm, and then just tell 70-30 training, testing, and then as I told into the step by step. Just follow that, start implementing, and you will see your project is completed in hours or days. No need to, do not think that a project will take. I sometimes see now as the engineering students coming to their, they are now a lot of universities have implemented last 6 months as compulsory for internship. They give 6 months. I tell in 6 months, not one project, you must be able to do 10 projects, because that is the technique. Because so coming to your point, if you install that, it will also install the libraries, tools, and all the algorithms it needs, and you start applying it, and also you will see the results. So that's it. Then you will see wonderful results, whichever project you are working on, and it will give you the end result.
Okay, thank you, Lakshman Naik, sir. And somebody else raised their hand, whose name is Sneha. I cannot find you. You can unmute yourself and you can ask. Sir, meanwhile, I will post the feedback form to the participants, sir. Okay. Yeah, every participant, I'm posting the link of the feedback form. You just simply open that feedback form and fill all the details immediately. With a fraction of seconds, you will be given with your designated certificate. And meanwhile, I'm posting, and please, anybody else with their queries, still the sir is open. You can go ahead with the sir.
Yes. Usually when I am, sometimes what I do when I'm into the colleges, or if you do not ask question, then I will start asking questions. So I give scenarios. So it is good in the, now we are going through the training phase and then the testing phase. So it is better to all ask questions, you will get the answers. But in the testing phase, your answers are not provided to in your examination or in the corporate world. That time you have to perform. So that is why it is good. Ask any and every doubts.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Giri Prasad, sir. I want to know the difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning, sir.
Latest techniques in artificial intelligence and machine learning, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, first of all, first we must understand what is data science, what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what is deep learning. So the techniques, what we are using, when I tell AI, artificial intelligence, that is like a degree. That
Yeah.
is like in your colleges, engineering degree, medical degree, or bachelor's degree. And when I am speaking on machine learning, that is a subset of artificial intelligence. That means it is little deeper, where we go towards like master degree. When we go master degree, that means they are not generic, but they are focused on some subject or some that one. And when I say deep learning is a subset of machine learning. That means ML, if you draw a big circle, that becomes AI. You draw another circle inside AI, that becomes ML. And if I draw another third circle inside ML, that becomes deep learning. That means that is all. If you want high tech, high accuracy, for example, automation or driverless cars or drones,
Yeah.
or winning the war. Our Indian Army, Navy, all are now will win the war. Ever have the best AI technology. And this I'm not telling, even Russian president had told, Chinese are doing that, Americans, Indians are doing that. That means coming to the tools and techniques. Obviously, you start with the tools and techniques uh, which are also very good, which are giving a results of starting from 70 to 95, 98%. But if you are still not satisfied with that, then you can go to the deep learning tools, including the computer vision, where it will capture all the data. See, driverless cars are all are based on computer vision. The this Then you must go there. But start with this tool, and the latest all these are coming in the deep learning, which is like, you can tell, if you in the general term, like I told, AI is a degree, ML is the master degree, and deep learning is the, because we have understood a lot of problems are still not 100% as good as human beings. This is where we achieved the result. Like currently, I'm seeing already it has been implemented. All container driving trucks are being AI driven. That means there is no human being. It is already have been implemented in the US and in China and other countries. That means if that is suffice, which is the lot of popular tools and technique which is already available in AML. If not, you can go to learning, which including computer vision.
Is it more automation is killing the job